Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89, Trek Way 89. I guess this is in part a Star Trek video. So let's talk about the fires in California. The discourse surrounding them is disturbing. The amount of conspiracy theories and hate that is coming towards the Palisades and Hollywood is just disturbing. Now, most of the people who live in these areas are just working people. They work for an hourly rate for the studios and for Hollywood. Sorry, some of the stars even just work, minimum SAG minimum. Like, they're not high paid. Some, obviously, a few of them are, and they have millions and they're rich, but that's the minority. Most people, it's just a job. They're working people, and even if they do manage to buy a house in an expensive area, that's their life achievement, and it's just because that's where they work. So the fact that people are celebrating this and making up conspiracy theories, which just make it harder for the people to know where to go and what's happened and where to get help, is just really offensive and ugly, and I think it's really disgusting. There's a lot of maggots and conservatives who are just targeting them and making up lies and conspiracy theories, and it's just disgusting. Now, one of our own beloved, Denise Crosby from Next Generation and Pet Sematary, has lost everything. Now, I was really frustrated with her because she was filming from her home when the fire was coming down the alley behind her house, and I'm like, what are you doing? Don't risk your life for Instagram or whatever, or Twitter video. Just get out. She did. She took some photos on the beach. She's like, I'm safe. And I'm like, well, that's good, but why'd you scare us like that? But yeah, she lost everything. She wasn't fortunate enough, like some people who waste money on storage spaces to keep stuff in so their place is not cluttered. She lost everything. She got out with her husband, her dog, her phone, and that's it. She had to go to like Target and buy a change of clothes because she didn't even have a spare pair of underwear. I mean, she literally lost everything. And that's for the most part what happened. Whole neighborhoods were gone. People didn't have time, and they weren't expecting it because it's not the season for fires. They normally have a rainy, wet season before the Santa Ana winds come up, but it didn't happen this year because of global warming. So a lot of people are acting like, oh, they always have fire. Like, no, it's not. It's global warming. People are still acting like it's not. I'll probably have this video be deleted because I've said that, because you're not allowed to say that on YouTube. But yeah, it's just really disturbing to see so many people, because Hollywood by nature is very liberal, and it's a target for the conservatives and the maggots and all that, because it's against them, and they want to see Hollywood fail either way. They want to see it go out of business or burn, because they want to replace it with their own little cottage industries, their own little media outlets that, of course, peddle bigotry and racism and hatred, and have no censorship and can say whatever they want and make money out of people's hatred and fear and insecurity, and it's just an ugly thing that these people would celebrate this disaster, because they hate the elites and the coastal elites and the artists and the filmmakers and the people that they feel inferior to because they're more intelligent and have more creativity and more morality and more in tune with the diversity of life. It's like that just comes with being an artist. And even if you are just working as a cameraman or whatever, or an editor, still you have, I do think these, so it's ugly to see these people being targeted for that very fact, the fact that they are artists and creative people, and the idea that somehow that makes them morally wrong because they're not a conservative and they're not full of hate and hate speech and everything. It's just disturbing. Some of the rumours are so ridiculous, and you don't want to validate them by even mentioning them, but just the stupidity that there are people trying to say that because the fire department spent some money on including diversity and equity and all that sort of stuff into their hiring and their HR and stuff like that, that took away all the money away from practical training and resources, and people claiming that, they couldn't fight the fires because they spent all their money on DEI or something. It's just the stupidity that you would have to think that, and the stupidity that you'd have to believe that, even for a moment, to think, maybe that's what. It's just so beneath humanity. It's just I had to talk about it for a minute, because it's just like I need some YouTube therapy, because really, because the sort of main police chiefs, I think they're all lesbians or they're all LGBT. There's like 3 of them or something. There's a picture of them, and people are just going to town on it and basically blaming their gender and their identities and their political views on the fires, like they caused it or didn't prevent it, and it's just the most ridiculous thing. It's just, and people like Elon Musk are pushing all this, and I mean, the reality is they ran out of water because everyone was trying to use it, and the pumps just couldn't pump fast enough, and some of the electricity was down because of the damage, because because of the earthquakes, all their lines are above the ground because the earthquakes, they can't have them under the ground because then they get broken every time there's a little tremor or something. So there's all these real issues that people are ignorant about, and instead they're just spreading all these conspiracy theories that are ridiculous. There's probably some mismanagement of funds, along the way, of course, but it's not a left-wing thing. It's like they're just blaming the left and just like it's all their fault and they're getting what they deserve, and like it's just ugly. I'm gonna go.